Hi, this is Maggie Graham. I am a career advisor here in the BCC at the Business School at the University of Colorado, Denver. And today I want to talk to you about how to job search during this COVID-19 pandemic so that you feel equipped to move forward with your internship or your job search. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Today I have 4 resources for you, 6 tips, and then we'll end with some words of encouragement. I want to start out on the BCC website, and you can see that URL right here on my screen so that you'll be able to navigate to that and find that really quickly. So let me go over there and I'm going to show you the BCC website, Handshake, and Career Conversations, and then we'll go on over to another page where I'll show you this last resource. All right, we're right here on the BCC website. Here's that URL that you saw on the slide that I was just showing you. And before we jump into the BCC content, I wanted you to see that there is this tab on all of the CU Denver Business School's web pages that will take you directly to coronavirus updates for the university. Now, the reason that I'm asking you to come to the BCC website first is we want you to steep your job search in a element of best practices, and all of that information is right here for you. Every one of these tabs offers you documents that you can use to pull up and make sure that you're on the right track. So you'll see these videos. You'll also see that there are some sample resumes here for you to use, including some formatting videos. And then as you walk through this, you'll see your LinkedIn profile and then starting your job search. Lots of different information here that's already collected for you about Denver-based businesses and organizations in each of these industries. So every one of these will, when you click on them, open up to a document for you to view and have everything right at your fingertips. Now, I want to show you there are hot links throughout this site directly to Handshake, but I'm going to go down here to this career tools page just so that you can see all of the links that we have here for you on this site. Many of these are subscription-based services that we have paid for you to be able to access. So when you use the links off of the BCC website, you go directly into the content and it will show you exactly what you need without you having to worry about, hey, do I have to pay for this service or not? We've already paid for the services that are available to you via the Career Tools site when there is a subscription-based service, with the exception of LinkedIn. So what I'm going to show you right here, I'm on Handshake and I'm going directly to the Jobs tab, and I'm going to filter openings because I want to make sure that I'm only looking at things that are going to be most relevant for the target that I have in mind. So here's my filters button. Go in here, and if I'm looking for an internship, I select that, but you can see all these other possibilities here. I do want to make sure I select paid only. You can see this little dial is changing as I put in these filters and showing me the number of results that I have. So as I go down here, if you're an international student, you'd be particularly interested in selecting these boxes. When you go into industry, you can see it's giving you some suggestions, but if those suggestions don't fit your particular target, you just type in whatever it is that's of interest for you. Job function, again, some possible topics that you might include, but if your area is different, put that in. And then majors is a really good one to use to sort on. Because of a lot of employers will specify majors that they are interested in having their candidates possess. If you have a particular employer, you can type that in here. But I just want to also show you that when I go up here and I put in my location that I would like to search under, that will also be another dimension that I can use. And so this shows me, okay, now you're down to 300. So now when I jump over here, it's going to show me each one of the opportunities. And so it will either have an apply externally button where you have to go directly to the employer's website to apply, or it's going to show me an apply button where I can apply directly via Handshake. So those are the things that I wanted to make sure you knew about as far as best practices and ease of finding opportunities. So when I go now to this events tab here on Handshake, I want to show you the third resource that I wanted to share. That is called Career Conversations. That is a weekly gathering that we in the BCC here are offering via Zoom. So when you scroll through the events page, you're going to find the Career Conversations listed every week throughout April. So click on that, whichever time that you are available. Or whatever date. It's always going to be Wednesdays from 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And it is a virtual event. So we have the connection information in there for you. And when you go ahead and RSVP for the event, you're going to get a reminder. Now, this is a drop-in session, and we will start with a theme. Every week, there's a different theme. But most of the content will be driven by questions that the attendees have. So we will really be responsive to what your questions are in the moment. And so this hour every week is devoted for you to get support, whether it's tactics or whether it's intel about what we're hearing regarding particular employers' practices, whether they've frozen internships or whether they are proceeding but interviewing virtually. We're trying to keep our finger on the pulse of all of that information and doing outreach to employers to make sure that we're gathering that. So come to the Career Conversations and we'll talk about all of those things that we're learning and share that with you and the other attendees. So I've shown you the BCC website, Handshake, where you can find Career Conversations. And now I want to show you this last one here on the page, which is the BCC Canvas shell. So I'm going to go over to Canvas and open that shell up. So your Canvas dashboard is going to look different from mine, but what I want you to see is this course right here, Business Career Connections, which all graduate and undergraduate students currently enrolled at the BCC or in the business school received an invitation to this course. So when you open it up, you are going to see all of the workshops that we offer through the BCC here on the modules page. We also have a section on the pandemic that we are adding to as we gather information. So this is a good place to come to get current information. You'll also see that there are videos that will introduce you to the entire infrastructure of the course, and then you will see each of the particular content, the workshops that are here, and we have split them into short video segments so that you can watch them at your leisure and go through the content that feels really important for you. So after you see these workshops, you will find down here at the bottom resources. And so there are a lot of resources in here, links that may be interesting and useful to you that are referenced in the videos, documents and tools that we use, LinkedIn information, and then some videos that you might want to watch. So the BCC Canvas workshop shell is one of the great resources for you during this time. And if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have the BCC workshop Canvas shell on my Canvas dashboard, that's okay. Go ahead and email us using this email address that is right here at the bottom of my screen, bcc@ucdenver.edu, and let us know, and we'll help you troubleshoot. So let's talk now about the 6 tips that I mentioned that I want you to have as your steering mechanism now as you're navigating these chaotic times. Think about the big picture of your career and know that right now we're in a really crazy, unpredictable, and unknown time. And we're all in it. And so for you to have this convoluted part of your career is going to be understandable as you move forward over the course of your career. So explaining it to employers is not something you need to worry about. All you're going to have to do is say the word COVID, and people are going to understand why you made some decisions that really weren't on your radar a few weeks ago. So think about what it is you're looking for in the big picture, and know that when you keep that perspective in mind, hopefully this will be a blip in your progress towards what you're seeking to create. And as you're thinking about the direction that you're going to go immediately, it is okay for you to be thinking about a detour. I know it's not an attractive or enticing possibility for many people, and it may be a necessary one. So it may be that you have an internship that is not your ideal, or a position, a full-time position that is not your ideal and not your target. And you can get back on track after the dust from this crisis settles. So shift directions in response to market demands if you find that that is something that is necessary. The third thing that I want to suggest to you as a tip is to really get comfortable using online tools for online communication. So we have one tool that I'm going to show you again called Big Interview. It's back there on the BCC website on our career tools page, and I want you to be able to find it really quickly. So here we are on the BCC site again, and I'm scrolling down all the way to the career tools. And what I want to do is go to this Big Interview link. Now remember, you're going to need this code to log into it. What Big Interview does for you is it gives you practice and content so that you know how to get through a video interview, whether it's a one-way video interview or whether it is via Zoom where there's someone on the other side. So you can practice using this platform, and you can also record responses, and you can send them or share them with us, and then set up an appointment with us by using the bcc@ucdenver.edu email address, and we'll review your videos with you. The fourth tip is to be cultivating relationships virtually. So looking for ways that you can proactively add to your network at a time when most of us are working from home and tend to be very receptive to people who are students who are actively seeking to build their network with people who are in roles that they're coveting and roles that are in their future. So let me show you one other piece on the BCC Canvas shell that may be helpful to you with this particular tip. I'm back here in Canvas, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the BCC Canvas shell. And I'm going to scroll way down. So I'm going way, way down here to this is the resources section of this course. And I'm going to go down to the LinkedIn and I'm going to list of LinkedIn resources. On this document, you are going to find some scripts that you can use to reach out to potential contacts on LinkedIn. So when you scroll down inside this document, you're going to see a script for how do you do this. First, to do the initial outreach when you're asking them to connect with you, and then once they accept, what do you do then? So there's some content in here that gives you exactly what you need to be able to navigate that process. Tip number 5, hashtags can be really, really helpful as far as getting current, up to the minute information. So I'm going to show you how to use this on LinkedIn so that you can get some really useful intelligence. So you can see I've got this in 2 columns here with the word and connecting them. So let me show you how to use that. All right, so I'm on my LinkedIn homepage, and what I'm going to do is choose one of those terms from the left column, and I'm putting in the and I'm putting in another term. So I want to get posts that have both of these in here. And what that does is it's giving me some content that is pretty current and useful. Like here's somebody giving away some LinkedIn premium subscriptions. Here's somebody talking about some support, governmental support. It doesn't look like it's US based. But what it's doing is pulling up some useful content that maybe offer you a lot of insight. And so what I can do too is open up some of these terms and look to see other hashtags that are helpful. And if I want to follow any of these or use any of these to research, I'm just going to click on it and then I can go ahead and follow it if I think that it's going to produce some useful information for me. Now, I do also, sometimes employers will, and recruiters will put this in their headline. So I'm just going to put in quotes, the words "I'm hiring," and I'm just going to see what that does for me. So this isn't a hashtag, this is a bonus tip. But you can see that there's over 5,000 results here of people who have "I'm hiring" in their headline. So these are recruiters that are looking for people currently, right now. So you can scroll here through here and look to see what the results are. So I just wanted to come back to this slide just to show you some of the hashtags that I've been following and how you might combine them as you explore this particular tip. The last tip I want to share with you is taking care of yourself. So I know that there's a lot of emphasis right now on how important this is. And from a job search standpoint, it's really important because your stress and sometimes desperation can bleed into the job search process. And if you convey this edge of desperation or stress in the process, whether that's in your submission because there's some errors in there or the tone just feels a little bit too overdone, or whether it's in interviews, that is not going to support you. And so doing those practices, whatever they are for you, whether they're activity or meditation or listening to music or having some time every day where you just do things not related to schoolwork or job search, make sure you anchor around those because they're vital during this particular era when everyone's stress is really high. And I want to end with some encouragement for you and to let you know that we're all in this together. We in the BCC and everyone in the B School and the university, we're all working really hard to get you information and content that is helpful to you. So join us in those weekly career conversations that you can find on Handshake and stay in touch with us about how you're doing so that we can support one another. Thanks so much for your time today.